in dealing with us, he's gonna have to sit down with me and then we have an agreement, right? But of course, I don't trust no boss man's agreement. But at least we sit him down and say, okay, boss man, we're gonna open homeless shelters all over America. We want you to give us all of your extra bases, and don't worry, we'll take care of it. And you got some good men that your CIA know who all your good men are that want to help their boys. I said, we want access to them. You know, like it ain't something that they got to figure out is they people going to be helped running, because the stuff we got to do, I mean, that we see we got to do. It'll take 1,000 years for me and you to put that package together. The place is crumbling. That's what we're telling boss man. Your time is getting short. After another so much time, you're not going to be able to, the stuff I'm telling you now that you need to do, you ain't going to be able to do them in a little while. It'll be too late. So that means that everything we do, that's why we let boss man know, we don't have no hard feelings with you, boss man. Shoot, I mean, you know, what the heck, a little struggle here, a little struggle there. And the other thing is, you don't have to worry about us getting no authority and power. Yeah, well, you done saw what we do with authority and power. When we had authority in Oakland, East Oakland Enterprises, we just tried to figure out something so all black people could get rich, and was doing it. That ain't happening in the United States. Although everybody in Oakland know about it, but they don't know what the cause of it was. So the point is, nobody is charged beyond their capacity, right? And the stuff that's happening right now to do something about climate is beyond our capacity, but we can help. To do something about homelessness, anybody seen the homelessness lately? Maybe they ain't talking about it, but it is homeless, unhoused. They got all kind of names for it now. Unhoused, right? Insecure housing. There's millions, right? Millions. Okay, so we ain't got time to be arguing with boss man and we're gonna beat the CIA at this and beat that. Hey, bump y'all. You want it fixed? We're willing to help. But ain't nobody gonna, we done already used up, that's the beauty about the last dispensation period. The white man can fill up all of your Masjid and do all of you, remember the Masjid? All full. If we went there, full. If we went to programs, full. He got the power to do all of that. He ain't got the power to stop the people going crazy in Afghanistan and to do anything that's really meaningful. He got the power to mess with us, and we're sitting here trying to help. That's stupid. That's a guy that got all information and too afraid to use it. Cause it's a nigga, or it's a Muslim, or some dumb stuff, right? I'd rather cause some fitna than give a nigga a chance. It's stupid. That's not old-time boss man. That's the Zionist. You can feel the presence of the old-time white man, you know what I mean? That it ain't that you can play games, but once you get the game, you know how to soothe old-time boss man. Oh, boss man, I was just playing. All that stuff. I watched my father and those people that was old, and they had the game. All those old people that I watched, they had the game on that boss man. Abdul Malik told me we was getting some little petty arrest just to play with us, and he watched the way I dealt with the police. Ah, Brother Michael, how is this, that, and other? Because it had his name, Michael, he's Irish. Well, what do you think about the IRA? He didn't even know. Then he realized, what is this nigga asking me about? So Abdul Malik said to me later on, he said, you can do anything with them you want. I said, of course. They just, been around them too long. And you don't, because you don't have no criteria. Oh, I'm not going to play like Uncle Tom to these white folk, because I got no backbone in that. Oh, boss man, you ought to give old Moses, old Musa a break. He ain't that bad a guy after all. You ever see things around here be going bad, then they loosen up? All we do is go ball, boss man, I tell you. Oh, And that fool, not that fool, but that human being relaxes. When I'm telling you that we boss man on the line, I'm not lying. That part that we have anything, we got him on the line. But his enemy and ours is the Zionists. We have to convince boss man that it's the Zionists that's got you in all that trouble with all the Arabs, all the wars, killing everybody. Right now, it's the Zionists. And who don't have no feeling for human beings? The Zionists. I tried to make Zionists laugh and all that stuff. Me and Abdul Haq down there at the Willard Hotel. And other times, you can't do them. Those are Zionists. They're not boss men. So there comes a time when you have to hook up your interests or human interests with boss man's interests, and you have to choose the enemy of humanity. It is during this period is the Zionists. During all periods is the Shaitan, but they have the best relationship with Shaitan right now, the Zionists. No, sometimes it was a Spanish Inquisition, it was this, that, and another. This time, it's the Zionists. And I'm going to close with this. We got the Zionist number. You have never seen us lose anything with the Zionists. All you see is when they write something about us, they stop writing. They don't say nothing in the end. Because we got, I'll show you something. The Zionists, we got them down pat. We make fun of them. And they don't like that. Just think of somebody making fun of Netanyahu. They don't like it. They just, or Fox News. Remember? Fox News, all of a sudden, no more Imam Musa. Nowhere. Nothing. Nada. Right? But all the other coons and everybody else, every time you turn the channel, there they are, because they got a program. And ain't nobody ever called them out. I would definitely close with this. We had a program down there, and it was, what was the three crackers I called out?
Daniel Pipes.
Daniel Pipes and all of them. And I told Daniel Pipes, I said, if you're so bad, meet me at the University in Pennsylvania. You from Pennsylvania? You know, if you're so bad, I don't think I would talk with this Imam Musa. He's basically saying I was uncivilized. I sure am uncivilized, and I'd slap the urine out of your behind in front of everybody. And they not used to niggas feeling like that, right? Because they give the Negroes a whole list. We'll do this to that, we'll do that to that, and we'll do this. Well, they already done all that. So they mess with my sons, but guess what? My sons got photographs, albums of dead people. And they've been messed with all this time. And the white man wanted to keep them away from me, so they couldn't help me, and he sent them to prison and kept them alive. They still alive now. They in their 50s. 153 or something, the other is 55. Whatever it is, he's old, 56, something like that. That's children. And they know the game. And they cooperate with boss man. Because that's what they're supposed to do. Don't get yourself in any heat. Right? They're not me. The same thing with our family right down there. Daughters, all that. They all cooperate. They're alive and well. Their job ain't my job. I wouldn't wish this, well, I would wish it on everybody if they had the stuff to go along with it. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't wish it on nobody that's not real. People go crazy. People jump off roofs. I mean, people kill themselves. When the white man come down on somebody, hey man, they just blow it. All of them, the white people blow it, right? All the big lawyers, the white lawyers, they get scared, they tell on each other. Some commit suicide, right? I said, man, ain't nobody even thinking about no dumb stuff like that. You get discombobulated and then you start messing around with me, sucker. You know, you feel they're messing around with a large religion, but you saying me to make them mad. Yeah, you mess with me and see what happens. I'll bust you upside the head, cracker. Who you talking to? Then after a while we come back and say, oh, boss man, you didn't think I really did all right. You all right, you just a nice old cracker. I tell you, you gotta, that's the game. I learned that game from the old folks. They got anything, my father and all of his crew, they got everything they wanted from the white man. We used the white man's tractor, we used the white man's truck. We had mules and horses to plow. But not us. Shoot, after 1950, oh, boss man, the biggest boss man in town, and not only that, and I'll close with this. When my father and my oldest brother, second oldest, went back down south sometime in the 50s. And so they went to see Mr. Word, Ben Word. You know, where every little town had a big man and they had the whole crew of big white folks. So Mr. Word told my father, so-and-so, I miss you more than any nigga that ever left. And my brother was, and my father grabbed his arm so hard, this nigga, sit down. Just sit there and mind your business. You know, because he had been to California. You know, we grew up in California. And but for the white man to say, so-and-so, I miss you, because my father worked for him and did stuff. He really missed him, but he used the white man's truck. Shoot, we got electricity in 1950. We got tractors. You know what a nigga with a tractor? In 1950, there was probably 3 niggas in the United States that had tractors. You know, tractors that could drive down the field. Not mules, everybody had mules, G Hall, you know. Yeah. Okay. Now, my father, he used the white man's stuff. After planting the white man's field, he'd come down with a tractor and plant his whole field. And got pickup truck. He used it, I guess the white man would borrow all of that stuff from my father, but it belonged to the boss man. Yeah. And my father was born in 1900. What the hell you want him to do? Come say, Mr. White Man, let me tell you something. You know what, he'd got to be 2-3 years old, like that, right? So the game they had back in those days, I learned it because I was young and I used to just sit around. My father was kind of old, so when I was born, so all his friends was older people, you know. He was 45 when I was born, so you know if I'm 10 years old, he's 55, and 11, 12, 15. And when I get just knowing something, he's already old, you know. And old from back there, if you was old, when you got 47 years old, you couldn't do no more work. That's what blacks and Mexicans, even people right now, they can work in them fields till they're about 47. And after that, it's all over. Why you think they had them rocking chairs and all that on every porch?
Every porch, you're right.
I used to tell my father, yeah, if you get in this exercise program, an exercise program, you mean doing something? He was really old by then. He said, shh. He liked sitting there on the porch. That was what they did. They sat on the porch, and the poor guy, he had a rifle, you know, and we had a couple of big trees, you know, and them squirrels would jump by. I remember when I was small, they'd go squirrel hunting. Now to us, the squirrels, you throw the squirrel, he didn't throw no squirrels nothing to eat, unless he was trying to shoot them. He believed they used to go squirrel. I remember that myself. They didn't have their idea of reality was different than ours. Oh, a squirrel, he got a nice little tail, he run across the air, he'd be hanging up in the house in a minute, right? And just think, sitting on the porch in a modern society with a pistol and a rifle to shoot at animals. I said, this is deep here, this is deep. But I'm telling you, you get the game. Them old folks had game that young black niggas didn't have. You know, that they was gonna need. And I would say, by the way, what happened to some of my friends, they didn't have that opportunity. They became militant. We all became militant. But that was the thing from those days, black militancy to Islam, right? They all fit in. For them, that first part was missing. And they never knew how all boss man, shit. You go to jaw, you good boss man. I tell you, boy, you about the nicest boss man I've seen. And all the evil you do is just cause you just got up on the wrong. But then whatever you want to tell them. And that goes for the FBI and all of that. That's why we talk about